why do my phlox have different colors and heights this year compared to their original characteristics from last year when I planted them? And this is Reby from Dayton, Ohio. So let's go over this, y'all. So the first year, the first plant was tall and white. The second plant was short and medium pink with no eye, right? Well, with an eye. The second year, the first plant was shorter and light pink. The second plant was taller and light pink with no eye, okay? So, Joellen, what do you think about that?
Wow, it's an interesting
question.
It's an interesting question, and the first thing that I think about when it is changing like that is that they've cross-pollinated and some of the seeds have come up, and they are the different from the backgrounds of the parent plants of either one of those. But if it's actually the roots coming up from the same plant, that's a question that I have for them also. And maybe something happened and they're coming back as one or the other of where their hybrids came from. I don't know. I don't think perennials are supposed to do that, but they can, I guess. And it could be the soil pH is off and the environment that it's in, that it's changing colors because of that, but more likely I would think it's the seeds crossing, but it could be something else.
Right, I definitely thought about pH, changing that. And then I thought about light, something else that came to mind. But Mr. D, you had something that I thought was
I did
pretty interesting.
A very specific search and using the different colors and all that, and I found a study, and I can't even remember where I found it. It's thanks to Google, but you could do the same thing and find it, I'm sure. But it was a pretty interesting research project that was done, and basically the conclusion was that that phlox has the ability to change colors. In some years, in the same year, it may be one shade early in the year and a different shade later in the year. And the thinking was that it had developed, it was to encourage pollination, and that certain colors attract insects certain times of the year, and certain colors attract hummingbirds at certain times of the year. So to help attract pollinating insects and birds, that those colors might vary a little bit. That's very, very interesting. Then another thing that they did mention was that if they were hybrids, that it was not unusual for them to revert back to their parentage. And but one thing that backs up what you said, the cross-pollination, where we have colors that are in common, pink and white, and then light pink, which is a combination of pink and white and all of that. So it sounds like the cross-pollination is probably more than likely what's going on here. But
I'm just fascinated that we do that within a year. It's my thing, the time frame.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I know whatever has to do with the heat too.
Yeah.
They would have been allowed. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Phlox.
It is an interesting plant.